Today, I'm going to show you how an executive coach turned a simple phone check-in into a $50,000 consulting arrangement.
I had to get my composure quickly because it was a 180 turnaround in my expectation because it was meant to be a check-in call. And then the next thing I know, I was closing a deal and I'm like, holy cow. I'm like, whoa, what happened? I got off and I'm like, what just happened?
My name is Alze Calhoun. I'm the founder of Coveted Consultant. And right now I'm telling you about past client, Joan Lawrence Ross. She's an experienced leadership and executive coach who is following box 4 of my 10 boxes comprehensive framework. Box 4 covers how we handle traditional sales calls. Most experts enter into sales conversations with the assumption that you must explain what you do. Explain your background, demonstrate your knowledge, offer free advice, etc. And certainly you're competent and you know your stuff. But all that detail, all at once, just overwhelms a potential client. It's more confusing than it is clarifying. And even if you close the sale, how many times have you interacted with the client on day 1 only to discover on day 14 that they've got some other problem that's more important? And if you don't close the sale, how many times are you redirected to a proposal process? And that can mean 7 more days, 7 more weeks, 7 more months of round and round talking and no real decision has been made. The approach I'm offering you, the approach that Joan follows, puts guardrails around these conversations to protect your time and energy while also offering amazing expertise to your client of choice. In our community, we don't call these moments sales calls. We call them problem calls because the number one objective of this conversation is to unearth or discover the core problem.
I just shut up and then he just started talking. And then all I heard was everything that he had in previous conversations, the lack and challenges and the this. And I think I probably heard about the last 10 board meetings.
Here's what the diagram looks like. You begin with very simple pleasantries. Hello, how are you? Then you work to understand today, tomorrow, and the gap. Where's your prospective client today? What's happening? What do they like? What do they not like? Where would they prefer to be tomorrow? What's the blue sky, better version, optimal outcome of their situation? And then what's in the gap? What's keeping them from accomplishing exactly what they've described? This frame right here is an absolute game changer because oftentimes your client has never been this clear about exactly what they're being confronted by. Sometimes you discover right here that the gap is quite small and you should not work together. It's just not worth engaging at this time. Sometimes you discover together that the gap is quite large and work should begin immediately. But without surfacing these details, it's hard to make this decision. Speaking of decision, it's now time to help your client decide. Given what you've discussed, there are just 5 potential outcomes. Let me reiterate. There aren't 90 different ways a sales call can conclude. There's just one of 5 things that can happen. And your job is to help your prospective client land on one of those 5 appropriate options. And then there are next steps. Given the entirety of the conversation and the decision that's been made, what action should both parties take right now? Joan followed this exact process, and it turned a $5,000 deal into a $10,000 deal just like that.
I said, well, if you're serious, we can start now. And I said, this is what I will cost. I said, you want to start now? Typically, I charge $5,000 for this personal session that I'm going to work with you. You know what he said?
What did he say?
I'll pay you 10.
Shut the front door. Shut the front door. Shut the front door.
I kid you not, Alze. And he's not paying me in terms, he's paying me full.
So how do you get the outline and how do you customize it for your situation so you know exactly how to lead your problem calls? Let me show you. There's a workshop I've already designed for you that walks you through all the philosophy, all the steps, all the understanding, all the strategy, so you know exactly how to deploy this problem call framework. And then you simply fill out a form. Company name, business owner email, provide some information about your business. Provide some information about your unique point of view in the marketplace. Press submit, check your email. You'll have your own customized version of the problem call format to use immediately. Now you see the workflow here. Can you just take the same information and copy and paste it into a ChatGPT or similar AI tool? You could, but let's talk about it. First off, this problem call format is a custom format I've come up with after helping experts package and sell their services for the last 10 years. For example, the energy of this problem call format is to get a buying decision in one phone call. The nuance of getting that level of efficiency without being rude, brash, or unprofessional and still having the client smile at the end, it's hard to do. But good news for you, it's all baked into the problem call format. Number two, a critical mistake I've made for years, and I've watched other experts make as well, is you'll simply talk too much. At some point, the prospective client will ask just the right question, and there you are telling your life story. The problem call format is built around checkboxes. Your job is to make sure you have checked off all the boxes before you conclude the conversation. It's not just blindly following a sales script. It's an intentional act of discovery. For me, that difference is clear and it's baked into the problem call format. Number three, if you go to ChatGPT or a similar tool, it's going to pull information from the entire internet to give you a process to follow. That process will not be customized to your situation, nor will it be niched to the unique challenge you face selling invisible, intangible, expensive products and services. In this model, we've squared that circle. You have your answer and it's baked into the problem call format. This tool is part of a comprehensive 10 boxes framework that we follow inside of Coveted Consultant. You can purchase access to the workshop and the tool also in the description. My name is Alzay Calhoun, and I thank you for your time today. And if you were wondering if Joan's consulting arrangement really did become a $50,000 deal, let me prove that to you now.
Hey, Joan.
Hello there. How are you doing?
Hey, Joan, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
I can't believe it's almost a year.
It's been a while. It has been.
Wow.
It has been. It has
Remember that client? That client I had that I went on, it was just exploratory.
Yes.
And then, and in that split second, he just says, well, what if you work with me? And I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
I called him to find out if he knew of anybody else. I didn't even consider him purchasing it.
Yeah.
And then he goes, I could use that.
By the way, did you ever complete that arrangement? Did y'all do a coaching thing?
Oh yeah, we're done with that.
Okay.
50 grand later.
Oh, that makes me happy every time. Okay. All right. Joan, it is.
Remember, he started at 5 and he says, I'll double it. And then so yeah, so 50 grand later.
What? I'm writing that down because I remember the doubling.
Remember I said 5 grand. He goes, oh, I'll pay you 10. And then so he was setting the price for me.
Uh-huh.
Okay, all right. So yeah.
Yes, indeed. Okay.
So 50 grand later. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But anyway, yeah, go ahead.